The following presentation, Finding Light, is an attempt, without prejudice, to open people's minds to the possibility that we can change things, not only in our lives, but the world, once we discover who we think we aren't. We are much more. We are spiritual beings, living through traumas, dramas, highs and lows in this brief moment in time. It is through the convergence of man's worldly nature with our spiritual nature that we will find the divine source. Contemplating a play about C.S. Lewis I had recently seen, I pondered his journey from atheism to belief. Reflecting on the difference between knowledge and wisdom, I considered the need for discernment in a world filled with deception. A mystical experience and a trip to Rome provided me with proof of our spiritual existence, sparking an understanding of truth and leading me to believe in the power of art and compassion for a rebirth of consciousness in humanity. Shakespeare was right. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. Entropy revealed in stone-like mind and shadows, forever consumed by time. At first light, we stood as one, now five on the battlefield of hope. The illusion where nothing stands still. Hear that ancient sound come back through the hallways of infinity, like a whisper. Libertas maxime, freedom above all. All the cowboys and Indians were just a fragment of my imagination. Wow, it's such a beautiful day. I am not the court painter to the king, as Francisco Goya was during the Spanish Inquisition. Still, I too am an observer of the dysfunction and corruption pervading my homeland and the global stage at this moment in time. Inspired by Goya's powerful etchings, a prevalent medium of his era, I've dedicated the last 3 decades to exploring and refining my concept, bridging. This approach blends traditional art with electronic media to deliver impactful stories. The essence of my exhibition, Finding Light, is found in its expression of the collective despair in current society. Through this body of work, I emphasize not only the prevailing darkness, but, most importantly, illuminate the potential of a brighter future. One anchored in compassion rather than greed. I believe it's time for humanity to wake up and smell the smoke. The exhibition pays homage to Goya's Capriccios, 80 original etchings and aquatints that expose the corruption of the Spanish Inquisition during the late 18th century. Alongside these visuals is a 200-page catalogue, which includes an insightful essay by Terry Martin from the Getty Research Institute, as well as an autobiographical audio, immersive experience, and my studio grounds at Villa Conquore. René Descartes, 1637. I think, therefore I am. I say, I am, therefore I must think. Question everything, everyone, even your own choices. Life's a fishing trip upon the shores of one's mind. This jackass rides the train for free on the backs of broken men. Sooner or later, we realize victory is not man on a white horse. For we are like sailing ships on parchment ponds, forever gliding through tributaries, seeking truth. I say, no hunting.
I met a man on the train. He said life can be a train ride or a train wreck, traveling alone through the land of illusion. Did you know truth is like a circle? There's no beginning and no end.
There is no victory in this death. If you don't stand for truth, you'll fall for anything. Shakespeare was right. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. One man in his time plays many parts. This painting, Concernica, is based on Picasso's painting, Guernica and Goya's Aquatints from his Capriccio series, calling out the corruption during the Spanish Inquisition, 1478 to 1834. History repeats itself. The world must wake up and smell the smoke. It's such a beautiful day, with leaves floating gently to the ground, like souls rising through these canopies of illusion, abandoned now from the world of distraction. I sit in silence, sipping this truth, in remembrance of you. Throughout history, there are many documented encounters of mystical experiences. The parting of the Red Sea, Jesus feeding the 5,000, St. Paul on his way to Damascus. In 1968, the apparition of Mother Mary above a Coptic church in Egypt. I took this photo that captured the apparition of St. Paul in the basilica that bears his name in Rome. It was early morning. Just before dawn, I glanced upon the souls of saints dancing like the wind. I'm not quite sure which ones were present, though I knew St. Paul was one. I'd been with him in Rome, where his body was buried, beneath the floor in the basilica. A nun was talking to a priest in the confessional face to face. Later, I asked a priest what he thought of the photo. He replied, "It's proof of a spiritual existence to me." God said, "We are created in his image. God is spirit, as are we." The secret to life is understanding there is truth and consequences. It is not necessary to seek it from a guru or spiritual teacher or an enlightened individual, even though they do exist. A true enlightened being will tell you what you already know, for it resides within everyone. Conversing about different ideologies can often strengthen one's faith and commitment to truth. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Everyone has a spiritual nature as well as a worldly nature. Moment by moment, we are confronted with decisions that may determine our future. While some are mundane, others are life-changing. Understanding the duality that exists in all human beings can open the door to one's spiritual nature, overpowering one's worldly nature, aligning one with truth. Duality exists within all human beings. Enlightenment arrives while contemplating truth. Compassion is connected to the soul, where our spiritual nature resides. We must navigate the temptations of the world to be one with God. Wake me from this dream. While walking along the shore, I noticed a man wading waist deep at the water's edge. His arms stretched wide as if to say, "Join me. Truth has been awaiting your arrival, for this day you are blessed." The world is a mirage, an illusion of sorts trapped in time. It does not want the communion of saints to gather. Follow me. The wind is warm, the love sweet, the grace overwhelming. Only this water may quench the thirst of a seeking soul. This is not a dream. Yield to the divinity of God, for He has unveiled life's secret to you. Man's duality must be of one spirit, truth by pure conscience. Sayings such as, "Many are invited, few are chosen," or, "I'm not religious, I'm spiritual," are true. Everyone is spiritual, though they may not believe it, but they are. There's a duality that exists within all humans, and in order to overcome the deception of the world, eliminating the frequency of temptation, there must be a blending of one's worldly nature and mind with the spirit of truth, therefore becoming one with God. Truth.